So the last segment that we're going to be discussing with all of you today and asking a little bit more, what makes you smile from within? And sometimes what makes us smile from within are memories from our childhood. When we were carefree, when we didn't have, worries to think of and bills to pay and, all that jazz, so to speak. So would love to actually ask all of you to discuss with us one childhood memory which brings a smile to your face. And I'm going to ask Karen to go first.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Look, I think I had an exceptionally lovely childhood. I grew up in a country town and everyone was very friendly and we all shared lots of opportunities to hang out with our neighbours. I guess the freedom that we had and the lack of expectation that we had to be super, super organised in our lives. I had a caring mother. She liked us to check in with her. We did keep quite close to home. That said, that freedom that we could just run and play and share time was just really special time. I had earlier on had a more structured answer in a sense. I remember my favourite teacher. My favourite teacher was the one who showed me that she cared about us. So I guess those two things. I had a blessed childhood. We did a lot of running and enjoying and hanging with our friends. And I remember growing up with very caring teachers.
Lovely. And I'm sure they actually played a very, very important part in you, going into education yourself.
Yeah, in fact, one in particular was the reason I eventually became a teacher.
Lovely to hear that. We would love to know another little aspect from your childhood, which brings fond memories.
One of my favorite memories was with my mom. I think I was about 6 or 7 years old. I was learning how to ride a bicycle, and it was very kind of hard for me at the time, and I almost wanted to give up. But I still remember to this day very vividly, and my mom she told me, "Don't give up. I believe in you. You can do this." So somehow those few sentences have been stuck with me. Every time when I encounter a challenge, I always remember. So I think, going back to education is, I believe every single kid we have within us, each kid is a genius. As educators, we are facilitators. We need to help our students to discover the genius within each of them. And we need someone to truly believe in our children, believe in our child, to support them, to encourage them. So I think what my mom did to me in that particular instance also helped me to do the same for my own children and for my own students, to really support them, to be a facilitator, to help them discover the genius within each of them.
Very nicely said, and absolutely, I couldn't agree more. There is brilliance within each and every one of us, and it does take someone, maybe one person or a group of people, to actually bring out that brilliance from within you, to actually showcase it to the world around us. So thank you for sharing that with us. Gary, we would love to know, of a certain memory that brings back fond recollections.
I always wanted to be a teacher. And in fact, I am starting off as a primary school teacher. But one of the things that actually helped me to make that decision is one day, I remember in my geography class, the teacher had to leave the room. And so she was called out. So I stood up, and she had been gone for a little while, but I stood up and took over the class. She hadn't asked me to, I just did it. And so having a lot of fun with me being the teacher while she was gone. And then she did come back and she caught me. And so when I graduated from school, she gave me the budding teacher award, because I was always stepping in, even though I wasn't a teacher. As a student, I was stepping in to be the teacher. And every time I think of that, it brings a smile to my face.
That's lovely. That is absolutely fantastic. Do you, just out of curiosity, with your present role with the Australian Institute of Management, do you miss being in front of the class?
Well, I am in front of the class quite often in different
Okay.
forms, not in front of 9-year-olds or 6-year-olds or 12-year-olds. Then after that, I went into teacher education for a long time. So I was training teachers, and again, that's in front of the class. But every so often, I get back in front of people. Maybe they're not 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds. They might be 35, 36, 50.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, there is no barrier of age in learning, isn't it? And to impart education and to get some kind of education or learning in return. So, age is just a number. So very, very nicely said, Gary, and thank you so much for sharing that. So you were a budding teacher from before you even had thought about it. Yep. So awesome. That's really, really awesome to hear. So lastly, we would love to hear Kasturi's childhood memory.
There is no one aspect only, Sahid. Childhood as a whole was very exciting for me. I had a very wonderful childhood. So that's why I'm always very happy. Childhood means lots of fun, lots of happiness for me, and playing outdoors, having fun with my cousins. And childhood means singing, dancing. Childhood means, finding tadpoles in the pond when after eating. Childhood means hanging in the monkey bars. Yeah, this is the memories that I have. Playing under the trees with my cousins, acting as teachers and doctors. These are my childhood. I had wonderful childhood, especially one great aspect was my grandfather, as I told you before. He had played a very big part. Yeah, I was very, very close to him. So that is all my childhood about. I feel it's like a wonderful childhood that I always, that is why I always feel that children should have a very good childhood, happy childhood, so that they will grow up to be great adults. Yeah.
Beautifully said. And thank you so much once again to all of you for your time that you've taken out of your busy schedules to share your time with us. Because, the learnings that Joy and I have received over the last 90 minutes or so of our discussion has been absolutely exemplary and stellar. So, and we would love to thank Gary, Kasturi, I, and Karen for your times today. It is a working day for all of you. And I really appreciate the time you've taken out midnight, your time, locally in the US, to have this discussion with us. And we really, really appreciate everything, all the discussions, the laughs, the candor, the background information regarding your childhood, memories that come by, and letting us know a little bit more regarding what makes you all tick. So really appreciate it. And thank you once again from Joy and I at Create the Edge.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. It's been lovely. Thank you.